the kind of whole focus going into this year has been, why aren't the 49ers addressing their cornerback position, especially in the draft? I know that there weren't too many options to where they could have made the choices, but who is starting opposite of Richard Sherman?
It's a three-way competition between Jason Verrett, Manuel Mosley, and Ahkello Witherspoon. It's a fascinating competition because to me, it shouldn't even be a competition. I think Mosley did enough to win this job. And not only that, I feel like the Niners never would have made it to the Super Bowl without him. I thought he saved their bacon week 17 against the Seahawks. Ahkello Witherspoon was determined to lose that game. And Mosley came in the fourth quarter, saved him, made some key pass breakups, one in the end zone on DK Metcalf, who was having a good game. Then the next week against the Vikings, Witherspoon was going to do it again. He started that game. Mosley came in and played well. He also intercepted Aaron Rodgers in the NFC Championship game. I mean, he's done some serious things in big moments. Now, he screwed up on third and 15 on the key play in the Super Bowl, and I think the Niners will never forgive him for that. I think they want Ahkello Witherspoon or Jason Verrett to win this competition. I think they want Verrett to win. It's a three-way competition. It seems to me the Niners have figured out, Robert Saleh has figured out that even though he believes in zone coverage, that you can't just play 100% zone or 90 or 80. You got to mix in more man-to-man coverage because if you're going to win the Super Bowl, if you're going to beat the best team in the league, the best offense in the league, you can't give them a steady diet of anything. You can have a top 5 defense in the regular season playing zone all the time, but you're not going to win a Super Bowl in 2020 doing that kind of stuff. Jason Verrett, when he was good 7, 8, 6, 5, 4 years ago, could really play man-to-man. He's 5'10". He's not the kind of 6'3" corner you usually see in this defense. So he would give him that versatility. Problem is he hasn't been that guy in 5 years. He's had like 11 career-ending injuries or whatever, and it seems to me that he can't run with receivers up the field, and he can't break down and stop with them on comeback routes. But I'm not a coach. They keep telling every reporter that I listen that Jason Verrett looks great. Jason Verrett looks great. I don't see it at all, but he's got another 3 weeks or so to get himself ready for week 1. I wouldn't be surprised if he's a starter, but to me, it should be Mosley. Wow.
There's a lot to take in there, but I watched your roundtable that you kind of do Monday through Friday, and I saw the other one with Jose. Shout out Jose Sanchez. He's great reporter.
Jose.
Yeah, but he was saying, why do the 49ers keep disrespecting Emmanuel Mosley?
Doesn't make sense.
And I'm like, that's like the best way to put it. I was thinking it's kind of like that abusive boyfriend, and every time he beats you up, the girlfriend calls the nice guy who goes over and treats her well, and then she goes back to Ahkello, the abusive. Not saying like that, but it's just funny because it's like the answer is clear to most people. Let Mosley get out there and start. Let him play. He's played well, but it seems like they're just going to hold that 3rd and 15 right over his head until they bring somebody else in to replace him.
I think I can explain the phenomenon. It's like most of the time there's a separation of powers in an NFL team. You got the front office and the coaching staff. So the front office picks the players they want. And then the coaches are kind of salty about it. It's like, you didn't consult us. You didn't ask us who we wanted. So we're going to play the best players regardless of draft slot, money, doesn't matter. And the coaches make it a pure meritocracy where if an undrafted guy plays better than a first-round pick, they're going to play the undrafted guy. And if the GM gets fired, oh, well. You know what I'm saying? But on the Niners, that's not how they do business. I mean, Kyle Shanahan has final say. Each position coach has big-time scouting responsibilities. So if Kyle Shanahan and Robert Saleh and a position coach, the DB coach, all said, Ahkello Witherspoon's a future number 1, draft him in the 3rd round, or Jason Verrett can bounce back and be a number 2 cornerback on our team, sign that guy, give him $3 million. Well, they're not going to undercut their own scouting expertise by then benching a guy. They're just not going to do it. They're going to continue to say, look, I know what I'm talking about. I can scout and coach. So we're going to give Ahkello another opportunity where he just hasn't had the right opportunity. That's the problem. That's why I think there's something to be said for having coaches pick their players. Because when Balky did it, he wouldn't ask Vic Fangio, and he'd get him a guy like Tank Carradine. Vic Fangio would go, I don't know what you didn't. This guy doesn't fit. What do you want me to do? Trent, you know better than me, I guess. But the other thing is when you really have the coaches picking their own guys, sometimes the roster isn't really a meritocracy. You get guys like Tevin Coleman starting when he shouldn't. Because Kyle Shanahan said, give him $5 million. And was he going to be like, oh, I was wrong? Sorry, Jed. Don't listen to me anymore when I tell you to give running backs $5 million. I mean, he wanted Jerick McKinnon, so he's going to see that through. It's just how it works. And I'm not saying it's the wrong way to do it, because Trent Baalke, I mean, if you're not going to listen to your coaches at all, and just give them players that you think fit, you're going to get fired. So it's tough.
Yeah, there's definitely some politics at play there. And it really should just come down to who's best suited to help you win. But that's often not the case, unfortunately, in the NFL.